Higala! Xin chào! It's me again, Jenna. Welcome to my channel. So today we will talk about teaching right here in Vietnam, and also I will talk about the type of school here so that you will be aware of the type of school here in Vietnam and the salary range of each type of school. Okay, alright, of course there are a lot of Filipino teachers here in Vietnam, and salary is definitely persuasive. But take note, how much you will earn here in Vietnam varies a bit depending on the experience, the credentials, the location, and the number of hours that you teach in a certain day. There are two terms of contract. We have the part-time and we have the full-time. When I say part-time, you will just teach in your free time and that you will be paid per hour. Yeah, so when you are a part-time teacher, you cannot tell exactly how much you earn per month. So it depends on how many hours you teach in a day or in a month and how much is your rate per hour. While for the full-time, it is indicated in your contract how many hours you will teach in a month and how much you will earn and the benefits that you can have, as a teacher. So that means that if you are a full-time teacher, you have some advantages, which are the benefits that you will have as a full-time teacher. But of course, since you are a full-time teacher, you might be in the school for a certain hour, like 6 hours or 8 hours in a day. Now, before we will move further, I would like to say that the Filipino community here in Vietnam encourage those teachers who are planning to come here and those teachers who are new here in Vietnam to separate that are not below $10 per hour. Because there are some companies that takes advantage, and yet it is good that you will know that one. Just to accept those rates, maybe about higher than $10 per hour. Okay, now let's proceed. Let's talk about the type of school here in Vietnam for us to know how much you can earn, possible earnings in a day or per hour or in a month. So I will repeat first. Your salary varies upon your experience in teaching. So before coming here in Vietnam, if you have any certificate that would prove your teaching experience, that is helpful, and you can bring that one and make sure that is apostille, that is authenticated. And also it depends upon the location of your school. If you apply in the provinces, it might be that you will work as a full-time teacher and there are certain hours and certain rates you can achieve or certain salary that you can have each month. But in the city, there are advantages because you can work as part-time teacher or full-time teacher, and you can have part-time in the evening because there are many schools here in the city. I experienced teaching in the province, and also I am here currently in the city. And your salary depends upon the location. Of course, there are a lot of opportunities here in the city. You can have higher salary. But the good thing also is that in most of the offer in the province is like full-time. For example, you will work for 100 hours for $1,000 per month, and you have the free accommodation, and sometimes you have the free bike. That's an advantage. But the thing is, you can have part-time. Most of the schools won't allow part-time because you are working as a full-time teacher. But here in the city, you can have a lot of opportunity for you to work as a part-time teacher, even though you work as a full-time teacher, because full-time teacher will have classes from morning to 5 p.m. or maybe 7 to 5, 8 to 5, or like that. It varies, but it's like from morning to afternoon. So that means you still have time in the evening, and you can use that time in order for you to teach in the evening. It might be tutorial, let's find out that the following topics that I will discuss with you. Okay, let's talk about the type of school. How much can a teacher really make here in Vietnam? Okay, first type of school. Now you can work in a public school here in Vietnam. Number of students in a public school. There are public school that has around 30 students in a class, and there are some also that has 50 students in a class. How many teaching hours? Well, when you're teaching in the public, most of the time there is 45 minutes per session, but they might give you 2 sessions at a time, so you will teach for around 1.5 hours in one session. In the morning, you can teach. If they will give you more hours, you can teach for a maximum of 3 hours in the morning and 3 hours in the afternoon. Now, teaching rate in a public school, it's around, you will start at $10 per hour. That's too low. And for Filipino teacher, I think $10 to around $20 maximum. Now, you cannot remember this one. You cannot apply directly to public school here in Vietnam. The application is through local agency. Local agency are usually those language centers. So how can you apply that one? There are a lot of Facebook groups. So I encourage you to join those Facebook groups in Vietnam. Now they will just post there and you can apply online. You can send your CV. So remember, you cannot apply directly to public school. The application will be through local agencies. And most of the time, local agencies are those language centers. Just inquire and just connect to those people who are already in that center, who are already working in public school. Yeah, and when you are working in a public school, of course, it is really possible that you will be assigned in different school exams. One school on Monday, different school on Tuesday. So motorbike is a plus. If you can drive motorbike, that is really a plus because it is quite expensive if you will ride a Goviet or a Grab here or the B if you don't have your own motorbike. Now, the second type of school is the language center. On weekdays, you will teach in the evening. It starts from 5 or 5:30 until 9 or 9:30. Yeah, during the weekend, since the students have no class in public school or in the regular school, yeah, the language center is also open and you can teach from the morning until evening. Yeah, that's why it is good for part-time only. In the language center, you will focus more on honing the communication skills of the student. Yeah, so it means that you will introduce vocabulary, then have the basic structure in grammar, and help them improve their communication skills. So the number of students in language center is around 10 to 20 students. Yeah, most of the time only 10 students, like 15 or 20. How much is the rate? So in language center, the rate will be $15 and above. Yeah, there are teachers that has $25. And good thing is, language center is hiring all year. Now the language center opens usually at around 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. on weekdays and on whole day on Saturday and Sunday. Now, the third type of school here is the international school. Now, teaching in international school is a pretty good gig. The class starts from 7 to 4 p.m. and classes are smaller compared to public school. So when you teach in the international school, if you have a master's degree and you have many experience in teaching, you have the advantage, yeah, because they hire a teacher that has a degree and relevant experience in teaching. In international school, mostly it is expected that you will prepare lesson plan, you will prepare PowerPoint, and you will mark the student's grade, you will compute the student's grade, their output, and other works that is required by the school. It's like teaching public school in the Philippines. Now, if you are a full-time teacher, there are a lot of benefits. It depends upon the school here in Vietnam. The benefits that you can get depends upon the school. Now, what are the perks? It might be that you can have paid holiday, summer holiday pay, you can have free lunch, and it might be you can have insurance. Now, depending on the school and your qualification, it might be that if you are a full-time teacher in an international school, you can have a monthly pay of about $1,300 to $2,000 or $2,500 per month. Now, the recruitment in international school is usually done once a year. That is from June to August, and the school year starts in September. That's why the hiring will be in June or August. So if you work as a part-time teacher in an international school, but maybe you can have a salary rate per hour, depends upon your qualification and credential. If you're a Filipino, maybe around $15 per hour. $15 per hour to $20 per hour. Next, fourth type of school here in Vietnam, the private tutorial. Private tutorial is a good as part. They come in different sizes. You can have private tutorial for one student, one class. You can have by group. So the usual private classes are grouped around 3 to 5 students. And yeah, it is also possible that you can have one-on-one class. Classes are usually held in a coffee shop, office, or at home. The lesson will depend on the request of the parent or the student. There are times that only once a week, or twice a week, or twice a week. Or there are also times that every day. Now, although teaching in a private tutorial is a pretty good gig, because of course, there is a possibility of a higher rate because you will be negotiating with your student. Yeah, but one of the drawback or the disadvantage of private tutorial is finding a place where you conduct your tutorial. Talking about the salary, it depends upon your agreement and negotiation. The suggested rate will be $15 to $25 per hour. Now, the fifth type of school here in Vietnam is the university. You can work as a part-time teacher or a full-time teacher. If you work as a part-time teacher, maybe you will work about 3 hours per day, or if you work as a full-time teacher, you will work for around 6 hours per day. Materials are provided to you, maybe the course outline. All you need to do is to deliver the lesson and monitor the student, facilitate the student. Now, when you teach in university, there is a mid-semester break, so both the students and the teacher can enjoy vacation. Yeah. Now, if you're a full-time teacher, of course, there are advantages. Full-time teacher can receive a salary during vacation, while the part-time teachers cannot. There are also another benefit like housing support, housing allowance like that. For some, they can receive insurance. Now, take note that by policy, you cannot teach in a university unless you have the work permit or the TRC. And of course, if you teach in a university, salary varies. It depends on your credentials and your experience. Now, just to give you a hint, your rate, you can have around $1,000 to $2,500 per month. There are a lot of teaching opportunities here in Vietnam because the Vietnamese people put a huge emphasis on learning English, for they are looking forward to compete globally in the future. So I hope this video helps you, and if you wish to come here in Vietnam, wish you good luck. God bless everybody.